Japan's health ministry has approved a coronavirus vaccine developed by the U.S. pharmaceutical company Pfizer and its German partner BioNTech. It's the first coronavirus vaccine authorized in Japan. Pfizer applied for approval in December last year. A panel of experts gave the green light on Friday after examining findings on its safety and efficacy. Japan is the last member of the G7 nations to approve the vaccine. Under a contract with the government, Pfizer is due to supply enough doses for 72 million people by the end of the year. Inoculations are expected to begin as soon as Wednesday. 10 to 20,000 medical workers will be first in line. They'll be followed by elderly people. The health ministry will launch a task force to decide how to proceed. There are a number of challenges to consider. They include how to secure enough doctors and nurses. There also needs to be a balance between large-scale vaccinations and those for individuals at medical facilities. The minister in charge of the coronavirus response says he wants things to go smoothly depending on the circumstances of each area.
I think it's most important to gain public understanding by carefully providing accurate information and thoroughly explaining about safety and efficacy, as well as the vaccine side effects.
Another firm, AstraZeneca of Britain, applied for authorization for its vaccine in Japan on February 5th. Moderna of the U.S. is also conducting clinical trials in the country. Japan's health ministry is opening a call center this week to provide consultations on COVID-19 vaccinations. The call center service starts on Monday and will be available every day, including holidays and weekends. Counselors will answer a range of inquiries free of charge. These include questions about approved vaccines, their possible side effects, and groups to be given vaccination priority. The ministry says it will try to provide accurate information to allay concerns about vaccines. People in northeastern Japan are picking up the pieces following a magnitude 7.3 earthquake on Saturday night. Jolts believed to be aftershocks continued through Sunday. The meteorological agency is calling on people to stay on alert for more shocks over the coming days. Agency officials believe the quake was an aftershock from the massive quake that hit the region in 2011, almost exactly a decade ago. Over 150 people have been reported injured this time, but no one is known to have died. The quake did trigger landslides, like this one at an expressway in Fukushima Prefecture. Officials are warning residents to stay ready. Possible downpours could trigger more landslides. Some residents are rushing to prepare.
The tiles fell off the upper part of the roof. The forecast says it's going to rain, so I need to prevent any leaks.
Many houses were damaged with roof tiles falling off. People made temporary repairs by covering their roofs with plastic sheets. The quake also disrupted railways. East Japan Railway has suspended service on its Tohoku Shinkansen line between Nasu Shiobara and Morioka stations. The company says poles were bent and there was other damage in many places. It expects it to take around 10 days to resume full bullet train operations on the line. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has sent a message of support to Japan. Tsai tweeted in Japanese on Sunday that she believes everyone in Japan is safe, and as she has repeated many times, Taiwan's support for Japan will never change. Tsai added that Taiwan will help out anytime if people in Japan need it. March 11 marks 10 years since the Great East Japan earthquake and tsunami. Our next story looks at the work of a carpenter involved in the reconstruction effort in one of the most devastated areas. When it comes to rebuilding a community, this tradesman has a rock-solid rule. Neighbors come first. NHK World's Ichige Hiroshi has more.
The city of Kamaishi in Iwate Prefecture. Carpenter Iwasaki Masao has come to inspect a recently completed project. Iwasaki builds houses for those who lost their homes in the disaster. In the last decade, he has completed more than 50 houses. In March 2011, Iwasaki witnessed the complete destruction of his hometown. The tsunami destroyed more than 1,600 houses in his district. Like many of his neighbors, he lost loved ones and a place to live.
When I walked through my neighborhood, I found that all the houses were gone. I thought that it would take so many years to restore our town.
Iwasaki was depressed by his loss, but something happened while consoling a close friend. Suzuki Kenichi lost not only his home, but many of his family members. His wife, son, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter. In this moment of grief, a promise was made.
I understood his dream that I build a house for him. I realized that I have to work hard and build houses for the residents year after year.
Soon after the disaster, Iwasaki reopened his construction business. Once the debris was cleared and the land restored, Iwasaki began receiving many orders to rebuild. He has not refused any of these requests, and though the houses may take years to finish, he continues to build. Iwasaki himself still lives in temporary housing. He said he had no choice.
I can't bring myself to build my house first and make others wait. Many people are still waiting.
Today, Iwasaki is meeting his old friend Suzuki. The framework of the promised house is finally finished. Neighbors gather to celebrate.
For me, today is the best day of the past decade. It's raining, but I'm still really happy.
Sorry you had to wait so long, but our hard work has paid off.
Iwasaki hopes that by helping each other, survivors of the disaster can get back on their own 2 feet. And he will keep doing his part, one neighbor at a time.
President Biden has urged Americans to defend democracy and the truth after Donald Trump's acquittal at Mr. Trump's second impeachment trial. Mr. Biden said everyone had a duty to defeat lies. The World Health Organization is defending the level of access it had in China as it investigated the origins of COVID. The UK has joined the US criticism of the mission, but the WHO says it's the start of a long process. Germany is introducing temporary controls at its border with the Czech Republic and also parts of Austria to try to stop the spread of new virus variants. Only certain categories of people will be allowed through. The World Health Organization is planning rapid assistance to Guinea, where an Ebola epidemic has been declared. 8 cases have been confirmed with 3 deaths. People contracted the disease after attending a burial in the south of the country.